What does the guitar community need more of? I'll tell you what we need more of. Female guitar players. A funny story to start out with, and one that I'm sure all of my haters out there are going to enjoy listening to because it involves me doing something stupid. I was sending out emails to various different guitar companies in regards to my channel. This is just, this is a month or so ago, a month or two ago, right after I crossed over the 10,000 subscriber mark. Hoping to, as a YouTube creator, you're obviously hoping to be able to keep this thing going by getting some support from various other, from outside sources, including vendors. So, among those companies that I emailed, and I didn't really expect any results just because of their size versus my size, but, I did take the liberty of emailing companies such as Ibanez, Washburn, Schecter, some of the larger companies. I had, basically I had a template that I had created and was just changing around a few words to, be more specific with, so that I could aim that particular email to the particular company that I was sending it to. And sure enough, as it, I did get a response back, and I did get a response back from Ibanez. Unfortunately, it was a, thank you very much, but we couldn't possibly support endorsing a competitor's product. And, sure enough, as it turned out, that I had actually sent them the Washburn copy, and so long story short, I emailed Ibanez asking for support and permission to demo Washburn products. Which obviously didn't go over very well. I did reply back and explained what happened, and because it was just a contact form on their website. I didn't have any other email address or any other way to get in touch with them. So it was just a contact form, so even after I sent it, I couldn't have done anything about it. I don't know if I made an enemy out of them, but, I don't know that Ibanez is going to be, wanting to work with me here anytime soon because of my my email blunder. For those of you wondering, I know I did not get a response back from Washburn either, unfortunately. And both those companies, by the way, make fantastic guitars. I own both. I am sitting here with my Ibanez Xiphos in my lap, hopefully as some form of apology. That said, there's another reason why I am sitting here with the Ibanez in my lap, because in doing so, I got to thinking about something that I had read recently regarding the new Ibanez Jiva 10 guitar that they have just recently released. If you're not familiar with that guitar, it is the new Nita Strauss signature model that was released here this past summer. And it has been a very, very hot item. Every retailer that carries Ibanez has been back ordered on them for, basically since it came out. They get more in, and then they got to fill orders with everything they just got in and ship them right back out. And, I haven't seen them available yet. And, from what I understand, it's actually a phenomenal guitar. I do have a friend / loyal viewer of this channel that has one and has offered to allow me to demo it. I am hoping to get a hold of that thing very, very soon to be able to demo that guitar on this channel, for all of you. And, however, logistically, especially this time of year, it's just been difficult for me and that individual to get together and make it happen. So, but hopefully very soon it will. And the reason why I want to demo it is not just because I think it's a cool guitar and it's interesting and has my attention, but more importantly, it is a very significant guitar, and I think historically it's going to be remembered for a lot of things. And the reason why is because it is Ibanez's first ever female signature guitar model. And Ibanez has never had a female signature guitar model before the Nita Strauss Jiva 10. To plug Nita Strauss, I was on the Practical Guitars podcast a week or so ago, and after we stopped recording, we got to talking about that record, her new record that just recently came out, which will be, the cover of which should be right there. I'll even post a link to the video, her new music video off of that record right there. I like it. I think Jim and David from the Practical Guitars, when you guys see this, I listened to the track that we were talking about, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. And the other, it proved to me she's actually a far better guitar player than I knew she was already really, really good. You don't suck if you go play with Alice Cooper, but I didn't know that she could sweep and do all those kinds of things that she was doing. She's a very, very talented guitar player. Nita Strauss performed at WrestleMania earlier this year, and then later in the year, I think it was at SummerSlam. If you don't know, I'm a diehard WWE fan. I think she performed at SummerSlam later this year with Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm, another woman who is blazing a trail for women in music. And, they performed together at that event, and, both performances I thought were fantastic. But you have those two, and then you have, there's a lot of female players out there, but, even when you talk about the famous ones, the Lita Fords, the Joan Jetts, the Bonnie Raittes, the Orianthes, those names just off the top of my head. But even that far in, I got to start thinking about it a little bit harder. Yes, there are more. There are plenty more. But when you compare the female guitar players to the male guitar players are vastly outnumbering the females, and that is a very, very sad fact. And I thank you, players, figureheads like Nita Strauss and Lizzie Hale, for blazing the trail for more women to get involved in music, particularly on guitar. I think that we are seeing the beginning of a new movement that we may have never seen before. And, I certainly hope that, it continues on. I think it'd be good for the business, the guitar industry as a whole. There's a statistic out there that of all musicians out there in the world, I think only 12% are women. Something like that. It's a very, very small percentage. When I was in the store business, I'm going to leave the company's name out of it, but there was actually, of that 12% of female musicians, there was only about 3% or something. Again, it was another even smaller number of that percentage. So whatever 3% of 12% is, that turns into about that many. That is how many people, how many of those women actually frequented the big box stores. And it's because, especially the guitar side of it, us taking drums and bass and vocals and all that stuff out of it, just guitars. The guitar community has primarily been a boys' club for a long, long time. And, we need more women, and we need more women to get involved. Why? Because it's going to boost sales, not just in guitars, but, I think we would see our attendance at shows increase. I think we're going to see ticket sales increase. I think we're going to see merchandise sales increase. I think we would, YouTube videos are going to blow through the roof. It's just going to be good, better business for everybody. And there are companies out there that are trying to take initiative to attract more newer, young female, more of the female population to get involved in music. I have noticed Fender utilizing a lot of women, Fender and Taylor, actually, Taylor as well, using a lot of women in their advertisements for, particularly for Fender's Play campaign, which is their campaign to continue to get young people involved in music. Hats off to Fender, by the way. More talented women involved for music is only going to be better for everybody. I went and saw Alice Cooper live a few years ago, and there are two things about that entire show that I remember vividly. Alice Cooper was one, Orianthe was the other. And Alice Cooper was smart enough to give Orianthe her own section of the show where she was out front and center playing a guitar solo. And by the way, she was playing a guitar solo well. And, I'm privileged enough to get to say that I've seen Orianthe live, and she's as talented as anybody else on this planet. Come on, guys, you got to agree with me. We need more women guitar players in our industry. There's a lot of talk right now. Is rock music dying? Is guitar music dying? Is the guitar itself dying? You know what we need to save it? More women. Come on, ladies, let's face it. You guys are smarter than us anyway. You guys are, all the things that we're screwing up, you guys are going to fix it, like you always do. And what do we need to do to attract more women? Brian Wampler actually posted in the Wampler Pedals Tone group on Facebook here just a couple of months ago, and basically what he said is we need to start being more respectful to our spouses, and the guitar player wife jokes and all that. This is not 1964 anymore. Those days are long gone. We need to start being respectful to our significant others. Me personally, I despise the term old lady, and I am very, very happily married to a wonderful woman, and who is a wonderful, fantastic singer, by the way. And I absolutely refuse to refer to the woman I love as my old lady. I think it is absolutely the most disrespectful thing I could possibly do as a husband and as a man. My personal opinion on that. However, what we do need to start doing as a community is cutting out all the riffraff, all the disrespect to what is really the superior gender. But what we really need to start doing is cutting out all of the disrespect to the female gender, and showing them that we want them, we need them, especially right now. More women guitar players blazing a trail in this industry, and all industries for that matter, is only going to, make it better for everybody. I mentioned earlier that I am a diehard WWE fan, and one of the best things that they have done probably in my lifetime, and I've been watching them since I was a little bitty Hulkamaniac about that tall. One of the best things that they have done in my lifetime was they got rid of the whole diva moniker thing, and quit showcasing women on their broadcasts as objects. They got rid of the mud wrestling matches and and all that kind of stuff, and actually started training these women to be great athletes that they are, and treating them as equal to the male performers. And it has done nothing but enhance their product by, I would say a factor of about 1,000. And that's WWE, comparatively speaking. There's a lot of people who are going to make fun of me for being a fan of it. That's okay. I'm used to it. But, when you compare the WWE scale to the scale of the music industry, now you're encompassing just about everybody in the world. Everybody out there likes music of some kind. Think about what that's going to do for our industry. If we start doing what we need to do as a community to invite more of these great women in and allowing them to get involved. Please leave your comments down below. I will leave links in the description to the Ibanez Xiphos that I'm holding, as well as to the Ibanez Jiva, the Ibanez Jiva 10 model that just recently came out. If you would like to check that out as well, that is my personal apology to Ibanez for my email faux pas. Please, I hope you guys see this video, and I hope you forgive me. Links to any other pertinent links will be down in the description as well. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Please hit the alert icon if you haven't already. That way you, hopefully anyway, will not miss out on future content on this channel. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. I would really, really like to hear the thoughts of other people. This is just something that that had come to my mind, and I thought would be a very, very good topic to talk about. And I think we need to raise more awareness out there in the community regarding this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. You know what? There are tons of young people out there that want to get involved in music and do not have the means to do so.
If you are watching this video, most likely you're a musician, and many experienced musicians have tons of broken and unwanted gear lying around that they're not doing anything with. Please visit my friends at Share the Music on Facebook at the link below and learn how you and your unwanted gear can help change somebody's life.